So it's a great couples coach. It's got all the quality and all the features you're looking for. If you haven't seen the 2026 Arpod, yeah, they really have changed it up and made it better than ever. So stick with us. I'm going to show you about being comfortable on the road. Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. So excited today. I'm going to show you this Arpod. This is the 198. It is a 2026 model. That's important because there have been changes. Yeah, it's still got the Arpod quality that you know and love, but you notice this one is a little bit bigger than some of the other ones you may have seen. It's 25.5 feet long. It only weighs 4,600 pounds, so super easy to tow with a half-ton or an SUV. And I mean, it's got theater seating, it's got a walk-around bed, it's got a center walk-through bathroom. It feels very spacious. The thing that I love the most, it's packed with all these little features. I mean, it's prepped for an inverter, it's got solar, it's got a beautiful electric awning, the kitchen on the outside, the central vac. I mean, we need to go inside and get started because there's a lot to look at. Come on, let's go. So on the inside, it doesn't feel like an Arpod, and yet it feels just like an Arpod. So the interior here is pretty spacious. Because it has a separate bedroom, which is something that most Arpods don't have, then yeah, the living area may be a little bit smaller, but yeah, nothing crowded about this. Starting right back here, you do have a two-person dinette. Yeah, it's not huge, but if you have some work you need to do, not a problem. If you want to eat here and lounge in the theater seating, perfect. So many times you only have one place to sit. That's not acceptable for some folks, and two different spaces is lovely. Now this is a little over 6 feet, so if you need an extra sleeping space, it's only 2 feet wide, but you know, kids don't care. And you know, in a pinch, it would work. Oh, probably not the most spacious sleeping area, but there's also plenty of room on the floor. I bet you could fit a twin blow-up mattress down there. Have you seen blow-up mattresses? I mean, seriously, they fold up really small, they blow up by themselves, and yeah, they're pretty comfortable. Big window on the back, that's a plus for me if I'm sitting at a dinette. A lot of times I like a dinette to have coffee because I've got something else I'm setting here, whether it's a book, whatever I'm doing, maybe a laptop, maybe just looking on my phone, but a really nice space to just enjoy what's outside. Now the windows in this camper are going to have a pull-down shade and blackout shade. It's a nice fabric, so it doesn't feel plasticky. I think it's probably real easy to clean. It feels like the fabric that they use on a lot of seating. And it's got kind of a felt backing, so it's going to help with insulation as well. One of the things I point out is that there are cheaper ways to make campers, but if you really want it to look nice, putting a nice two-piece valance on there really dresses it up and makes it look finished. So great job on that, and it just rolls itself back up. Yeah, lovely. Right above, you've got some storage, and right up here, this is all one cabinet. You see the packet right here that is going to have the paperwork in it that comes with the camper, but you've got all the way across here, all one space if you've got something kind of wide that needs to be there. And over here on the left, you've got some controls. Now right up here, instead of a stereo, they have just put in a Bluetooth system. That's what we all use, right? So connect your Bluetooth, pretty simple to do. You've got A and B, that's going to be inside and outside speakers, and voila, you've got your music. Down below, just some lighting. The interior lights, the porch light, the awning light, you've got, of course, the light against the camper on your awning, the light up outside, the slide in, and to extend the awning. So all those controls right here on the left, and if you go over on this side down at the bottom, that's where your monitor panel is. This camper has a 30-gallon fresh, 30 gray, and 30 black. They are, by the way, enclosed and heated underneath. So if you get that cold snap, don't worry about it. Just keep your furnace running. You'll be good. Down here, you've got, of course, the monitors for the tanks and the battery. And below that, the water pump switch and the switch for the water heater. The control panel underneath at the very bottom is the converter. Now that is what is in every trailer, so that when you plug into shore power, it converts it to 12 volt, because every trailer is meant to run on 12 volt. Now in the front of it, it's going to have the fuses and breakers. So yeah, everything's right there at the door. It's pretty simple. The only thing that's not here is going to be your air conditioner controls. I'll show you that in just a minute. Let's talk about the kitchen, because one of the complaints in smaller trailers is counter space. But wow, you've got plenty of working space right here. You've got a nice corner space around the sink, and they have this signature sink that is in so many Arpods, the big round 8-inch deep sink. Love that. And it is that brushed silver. It's kind of a pewter color, so it really has a very nice feel to it. I know maybe you don't pick a sink for decor, but when it really adds to it, I mean, why not? The faucet, it's gorgeous too. I mean, they have done a good job with the gold accents on the hardware, the horizontal head on this. You've got the sprayer, the single handle. It looks super nice. What you've also got is right here on the wall, you've got the sink cover. So when you're not using it, it has a place to go right here on the wall. One more thing I want to point out, there is a wireless charger in the corner. Now, I don't know, maybe you won't need the wireless charger nearly as much as you will need the plugs that are underneath it. So it just lifts up right there, and you've got USB, USB-C, and standard 110 plugs. When you don't need it, you push it down, it's flush with the countertop. But you guys, if you're like me, you're gonna have a coffee pot right there in the corner. It's gonna be plugged in all the time. 2-burner stove, really easy here. Just flip this back and you've got a nice stove here. You know, if you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner, maybe 2 burners isn't enough, but for 99% of us, that's all we need when we're camping, especially since you have an outside grill. I love the iron top on these because that makes it really easy to clean. It just pops off. It's very heavy duty, feels very residential. And when you're done, you let it cool off, of course, and just flip this back down. Then you have this full countertop for whatever you need. Really nice. Storage-wise in a kitchen, that's always a question. And right up here, we've got cabinets that run all the way to the end and then curve around. You know, one of the things I always mention in the Arpod is that they work real hard to make it feel decorated or finished. This really does have a personality when you walk in the door. You can add your personal touch, but you don't have to. I love the glass on the front of it. It's got a kind of a texture to it. The light colored ash, like I mentioned before, the gold handles, really beautiful in here. Down below, you've got 3 drawers, lovely. Oh, look what we have here. One of the things that comes with this is going to be the tire pressure monitor system. Now, this one is the TST system. Everything you need is in here. So you can put this on your tires, tell if they're getting too hot, if the pressure is low. Just another one of the things that they provide with this Arpod that make it much more of a full package. Over here, you have one of the things that I think makes Arpod special. They have a convection microwave, but it's also an air fryer. So everything right down here in that one appliance. Really nice. Now, downside in this model, it's down below. So maybe not so convenient. You're gonna have to kind of squat down to put things in and out, okay? I get it. But when you're looking at a space like this, design matters. That's why they did that. If they would have brought it up to eye level, you would have had a cabinet sticking out to here. And that would have made this living area feel so much smaller. So when you think about the trade-offs, because there is always a trade-off in a small camper, it makes sense to have the convection microwave down below. A little more inconvenient when you're using it, but you know, you're not using it every hour. So that makes sense to me. You've got the hood vent here. It's going to have a nice little light or a fan. Oops, we don't even have the light on. I always look for a light above the kitchen area because sometimes that's not included. And I notice that when I'm camping, because if it's a little dark and I'm doing dishes and getting things together on the stove, I want to be able to see really well and then turn it off because I really don't want to highlight the kitchen, especially in a small space like this. Now a little more storage behind me. Right here under the sink, it is a triangle style space on the top. Now on the bottom, it goes back about 12 inches. And this cuts off right about here. So you get some cabinet space here. The bottom is a little bit deeper. So a little extra cabinet under there, which is always useful. You don't want to waste any space. And your refrigerator is right across the walkway. They do the solid black refrigerator on this, which looks great. It really adds to the decor. And when you open this up, this is 12 volt and tons of space. I love the fact that in the past few years, all of the manufacturers have moved to 12 volt refrigerators. They're so much more sophisticated now. They use a fraction of the battery that they used to, and they look great. There's tons of space. There's no venting on the outside because this is a compressor-driven refrigerator. Love it. So if you're trading in a unit that you've had for some time, this will feel different. But yeah, it's a great refrigerator. Don't be worried about it. Also, this trailer comes with a 200-watt solar panel. So yeah, you've got solar coming in, feeding those batteries. You could even upgrade to lithium batteries. Now, your dealer probably is not going to put that in there right away, but you could upgrade to it if you wanted. And yeah, it's a little more expensive, but they usually have a very nice warranty, and they're going to hold a lot more power and charge faster. So when you've got a 12-volt refrigerator, that's a great thing to do. Now, if you want to get off the grid, there is also a prep for an inverter in this camper. What an inverter does is it is going to take the 12-volt battery power and it is going to make some of these household plugs work so that you could use your regular appliances. Even if you're in a parking lot, you might be in the parking lot at the ballpark while your kids are playing a tournament. Or you might just want to camp away from everyone, not in an RV spot. So all those things can be an option if you add an inverter. It's not possible to add it from the factory, but a reputable dealer can help you with any of that. So now we've come to what I think is the best part. I am a real fan of very comfortable lounge seating. Now this is kind of a sofa theater seating kind of thing. It isn't the single seats, but you do have a nice footstool here. Let me see if I can pull the handle here and open up the footstool. Wow, this is comfortable. And you've got a nice little cup holder here. You see there's also a swing out tray here if you wanted that. So if I had computer work, wow, this would be where I'd want to sit. There are two of these, but as I wanted to show you, you can take it out, just put it under the bed. If this doesn't work for you, leave it at home. And then you've just got a nice open space with a cup holder. I mean, either way, this is so comfortable. And directly across from me, above the kitchen counter, is going to be a 32-inch smart TV. So it can come out, it can swivel a little bit, but I can see it great from here. I mean, if I have a rainy day, this is not a bad place to hang out. So you've got some extra shelving here too. It's going to be 2 feet deep in there. Wow, so much stuff can fit in there, whether it's camping gear, whether it's extra pantry things. You've got a 110 plug right underneath, and then of course the USB, USB-C charging ports next to that. So, I don't know. I could keep everything I needed right in this bin and spend the day in this chair. Yeah, sounds pretty good, right? Well, let's continue on because there's more to see. So coming back here, I want to point out you've got a controls up here for your solar panel. Every solar panel on the roof has got to have a charge controller. So that's what this is, and it is going to tell you that it's charging, and it will also give you an idea of how charged your batteries are. So very helpful there. And below that, the controls for the AC. 15,000 BTU air conditioner right there, ducted to the front and to the back. Wow. You've also controlling the heat right here. Very simple to do. It's quiet, it's efficient, and it'll keep this nice and cool. Let's back up a little bit. You do have this nice little spot right here. It's not a snap, it's a twisty, so you don't break your arm or pull it out of the wall or ruin it over time. So a nice little twisty there, and a sliding door, because sliding doors always stay out of your way. That is a cool way to do it. So stepping back here, they put these great shelves on the wall here. So you've got a sink in front of you. You've got about 6 inches behind the faucet to put anything you need. There's always a few things I like to live on the counter. And then 2 shelves on the wall, and one of them has little toothbrush holders and a little bar to hang a towel on. Yeah, okay, maybe getting a little crazy there, but I mean, that's rare to have something so efficient. We all look up ways to hang a toothbrush or keep things there, or there's a towel hook, but it's in a really weird place. This is perfect. It works great. It is a black metal, so it kind of fits with the decor. All right, enough about that. The sink, yeah, okay, it's not huge, but I'd rather have a little counter space. As I said, you know, you have to make choices in a camper this size. Did I mention this is only 25.5 feet long? Now that includes the hitch. That's not the walking space. That's probably 22. So this is not a huge trailer. Down below, you've got a nice space underneath the sink, a little bit of work around with the drains, but not a lot. Very usable space. You've got a 110 plug right here on the left, so you know, plug in whatever you need, and a very nice 3-shelf cabinet here. So it's about 12 inches deep, great for towels, great for all of your bathroom paraphernalia, stuff, whatever it is you bring with you, lots will fit in there. And down below you've got 2 drawers. You know, this is a couples coach, so you know, 2 is perfect, his and hers, or yours and mine, or whatever. Down below, this is the road vac. You'll see a road vac in all the Arpods. You know, when Arpod started out, this is something that they added very early on, and that's the only place you could find it. And I love that. So if you're not familiar with it, it comes with all the hoses and everything you need, so you can plug a hose into it and vacuum your camper, or you can get a broom, sweep up the floor, lift this up with your foot. I'm not going to do it because it's real loud, but lift that up and it just sucks up everything you're sweeping. You know, after a while you are going to have to empty it, but super easy to do and very convenient when you're camping. That's why they put this nice little foot here. It says lift here and sweep. Now the toilet is on the other side. It's a little bit low, perfect for me, but if you're a lot taller, yeah, you probably have plenty of knee room. Plenty of side room, totally works. You notice the decor behind me, they put a little country pattern there. Just gives it a little bit of design, you know, and it goes right along with the linen look that they have on the walls. Part of the feel in here that makes it so comfortable. They've also put up here 3 hooks, so you can hang your towels, hang your clothes, whatever you need right here on the side. And the shower, it has a 1-piece wraparound, so you don't have to worry about the seams. It's a rectangular shower, and you've got the Nice roll-up door. So that makes it real simple. You don't have this curtain to mess with. That's kind of nice. You do step up into the shower about 6 inches. You add 4 inches because you've got a skylight, so you lose about 2 inches. Now what that means, this is 6'6". Yeah, it's pretty tall. You're not going to have a whole lot of extra room up there if you're a tall person, but probably it will work. You lose a couple inches down to about 6'4" when you step into the shower. So hopefully that's helpful if you're trying to say, am I going to fit? Because my 5-inch frame, even with my 4-inch boots on, still hard to get, an idea of whether you fit in this camper. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit more into the nice, cozy bedroom. And again, a sliding door and a walk-around bed. Voila! Air conditioning ducts in here. You've got stereo speaker in here. You have a Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, it is pre-wired for Wi-Fi. It doesn't come with it, but if you wanted to add it or a Wi-Fi extender, all right there. Very easy to do. And you've got TV set up. I love the little indentation in the wall, just not a wall with a sticker on it that says mount here. That doesn't help. You've got this beautiful wall that even if you don't add a TV, you've got a little bit of a shelf here you can use it, and yeah, ready for you right there. Underneath, you've got some netted shelves here, so you can still use it for clothing, you can use it for shoes, whatever it is you need. And yeah, very nicely done. Over here, you've got shirt closets, as they tend to call it. You do have a bar at the top for hanging clothes. Now it's about almost 3 feet tall is my guess, maybe 30 inches. If you'd like to put shelves in here, there is a ton of space. I mean, look how deep this is. You've got tons of room in there. And then you've got a table right next to the mattress. So this is going to be the horizontal space for all the things that you want to leave right there next to your bed. But you've also got a nice space up here. So maybe the clock goes up here, the glasses, the book, and down here it's the grab and go when you get up in the morning. I don't know. But 2 horizontal spaces. Down below that, you've got the 110 plug, the USB chargers, all ready to go right here. So if you've got a CPAP machine, anything, you can set it right here, plug it in, you're ready to go. There's also a switch right here, and that's going to be the lights at the top. That switch, just easy to get to. You're laying in bed, you need to turn the lights off, reach over, it's right there. The best part, you don't have to fight with which side you're on because both sides have plugs. Good to go there. Now, there is storage under the bed. Let's take a look. Now you've got this open space in the back, and this is going to be the 18-inch gas griddle that goes outside. We haven't gotten that far yet, obviously. And over here is the second table for the theater seating. Now, you do have these nice 3 baskets here. You can lift them out from inside here or slide them out the front. Now, I'm just going to tell you the truth. The baskets look cool. I love the dividers. I love the way that you can pull them out from the top, but pulling them out from the front, it's not super convenient. Yeah, I'm trying to be nice, right? Let me show you. So this one, it's really kind of tough to get it to come out. If you start in the middle, this one comes out pretty good. And you can get that one out. Then, of course, this one can scoot over a tad and it's very accessible. So I just don't want you to be fooled by these pretty baskets. They're gorgeous, they really are useful, but the easiest way to work with them is to just lift up the bed. Now, it is a queen size bed. It's 60 inches wide. A normal queen is going to be 80 inches long. This one's 75. But, if you're a taller person, you may be used to, bending a little bit or having a little bit hang out the bed because you're not hitting a wall. There's plenty of space here. And walking around this is super easy. So you've got a 60 by 75 inch queen with, I have to say, a really comfortable mattress. I don't think I would need to add a topper to this at all. You know, one thing I didn't mention is the power fan in the bathroom. It's always nice to have that, but if you leave this door open and maybe crack these windows, you're going to get a nice breeze coming through here. Now, what I haven't showed you is the front. You've got a window that opens completely. Let's take a quick look. Okay, I'm at the very front, but this big panoramic window is part of what makes this feel so open in here. You do have this curved roof at the front. Sometimes that can make a bedroom feel a little small. This doesn't feel that way at all. And I think it's because of this giant window. Now this is a dual pane acrylic window. It does have, if I grab it right here, it's got a screen and it's got the blackout shade you pull down from the top. So don't worry about light coming in if you want it to be dark in the bedroom. That's easy. But if you want some fresh air, let me show you how that works. Just open it up right here. Push it all the way out. And as far open as you want it to go. And then you just tighten this down. You get that? It really needs both sides tightened in order to hold this because it is a pretty big window here. But once it's open, you get all of this fresh air and it's just beautiful. So a really nice thing they did with this front opening window. You've also got a slot right here. So if you put the tab in that slot, then you've cracked the window open without leaving it, you know, unsecured. So you've got plenty of security with your window latched, but a little bit of airflow. That's kind of cool, right? Particularly if it's a beautiful night, you want to get a little extra air. So closing it up, you'll want to be sure that this tab goes all the way in front of those two slots there, and then you're fully secure and ready to travel down the road. Nice feature in here. It really makes this a great space. Now that we've seen the inside, let's go check out the great features on the outside. So I always like to point out the solid steps and the entry handle. You would think everybody would do it, but they don't. And the glass door, it just adds style. Don't worry, you're not going to have a problem going down the road. It looks great, functions beautifully. You have the 14-foot electric awning, but the front really offers so much more. This is going to be the tankless water heater. Right here, you've got your outside shower, hot and cold, and the 110 right here, so you can plug in all those extra accessories when you're camping. Now this bar is going to hold your outside grill, and the plug-in is right underneath. If you have a different grill that you like, no problem. Just set it out under the awning, plug it in right there, you're good to go. All right, let's continue on. Right up here is going to be your storage. I love the magnetic and the slam latches. Really always makes camping easier. So under here, you've got a full pass-through. Tons of space under here for whatever it is you want to bring with you. Up front, you've got a single propane tank with the hard cover and the electric jack. So it's ready to fly there. Now they've made your battery disconnect super easy right here on the front. So this battery disconnect is something that you want to use when you put it in storage. It's not something you want to use if you are traveling down the road because it's like taking the cables off your battery. So be sure you keep it connected until you're ready for storage. Now next to that, this is going to be the controls for your tire pressure monitor system. Nothing you have to do, it's just sitting there doing its thing, right? Coming around, this is the other side for that storage. Again, same size all the way through. So great outside storage. 30-gallon fresh water tank fill. And down below, that's where you're going to plug into the hydrant. This is the city water connection, but if you need the black tank flush, it is a little bit further down the road right here. Low point drains underneath if you need to drain those 30-gallon water tank, but also Over here, sewer connections. So you've got two of them here. You've got the black up front, the gray in the back. Yeah, you might have to move your hose, but it's not that bad. If you want to get a Y, you could hook both hoses together and dump them at the same time. That's easy, right? Okay, slide out right here. They use the Schwintek system, very quiet, very dependable. And in the back, you will see the furnace outlet right there. Pretty simple. At the rear of the camper, it's a little unusual to have the 30 amp connection on the back, but that's what they've done on the 198 model. You've also got right above it the cable TV connection. So you may have to come around the back corner, hook it in right here. But you've got such a beautiful slide out with that theater seating. That's why I believe it's moved to the back. Now up top, you'll see that it's prepped for a backup camera. So your dealer could add that for you if that's important to you. And spare tire mount. You do have a hitch here, so if you need to carry extra cargo, just add a tray or a bike rack, whatever it is you need. And the way the tire's clamped on, it can be moved around to fit wherever you need it. This last mounting piece up there, that's for an expandable ladder. If you want to get on the roof to do any maintenance or just check your systems, you can buy an expandable ladder. It hooks on it directly, expands out, but when it folds up, it's only about that big. So it's easy to carry. It'll fit in that storage up front without a problem. So you've got all kinds of great features that come with this camper. No picking 1,000 options and the price changes. So much of it already comes with this camper. That's one of the reasons I am a huge fan of Arpod. So if you're looking for a great couples camper with all the bells and whistles, and you can add whatever you need really easily, then check out the Arpod 198. It's one of our best sellers. I'm PJ with Princess Craft RV, and I'll see you next time.